out I was pregnant by doing a home test. Initially, I was afraid. The doctors had told me previous that I couldn't conceive a child. So I was on my way to the abortion clinic.
When I first found out that I was pregnant, I was so torn on what to do because of where I was with my career and work and the lifestyle I had and with my marriage and with a lot of pressure. I ended up taking the first abortion pill.
I ended up getting pregnant by a friend, and I didn't know how to tell him I was pregnant. So considering I was unsure, that was just my first decision. I didn't know what to say to my friend. I just decided to make an appointment for an abortion. I thought that would be best, just to terminate the pregnancy. So I was on my way to the abortion clinic. I was approached by protesters. They were really nice to me though. They were kind, and they asked if we can conversate about making the appointment before I went in to the abortion clinic.
I met Tammy because she came into the ultrasound room, and one of our sidewalk counselors finally came up to her and said, "Hey, you can go over here. These people are very nice and everything's free." And so she decided to come to First Choice.
Coming from that I work in the medical field, I understood and knew that that first pill just stopped that production of progesterone. And I realized that, wait, my baby's probably still alive. You're just cutting off the hormones and everything circling around the pregnancy. I really prepared to pass my baby, realizing that the second part is what actually contracts and expels the pregnancy, and that potentially I would be expelling my baby that would probably have a beating heart.
The first tablet they're given is something called mifepristone. And what this pill does is that it shuts off progesterone, which is a hormone that is required for the growth of the baby. And once that is shut off, it takes away nutrients from the baby, blood supply from the baby, basically cuts off the lifeline of the baby. The woman is told to take the second portion, which is the misoprostol. It will now initiate the process of contractions that will expel the baby from the mother.
Even after taking that first pill, within 30 minutes, I felt this warm sensation over my womb and my stomach. And I don't know how to explain it. And it would come and it would go. And it was comforting in like a sad way. And I just felt like maybe this was like God protecting my baby and comforting my baby during this time. And I could feel this like darkness around my womb, but then that comfort protecting like the baby. And it would come and then it would go, and it would come and it would go. In that moment of crisis and fear and the unknown, there was no judgment. They were able to relate and to just be non-judgmental. And sure enough, on my ultrasound, baby was okay. And they said the pregnancy would be viable, and I was able to get the reversal protocol prescribed and got to take that and completed it. And I was gonna save my baby. And this baby had a reason to be here in my life.
Oh my goodness.
I walked in. I was introduced to a counselor. She listened to me. She didn't make me feel judged or uncomfortable. It was more like talking to a family member. She was very informative on if I didn't want to tell my partner that I could raise a child on my own, and it was just like so welcoming. I don't have family. I have my dad. So just coming here, it made me feel like I had a family.
So when she came and saw me, it was her second time. And she came with her father, and he had never seen an ultrasound before. And this was the first time he got to see his granddaughter, and it was on screen. And I believe Tammy was about 6 months pregnant at that time. So it was a pretty big baby. And I'll never forget the experience because she was lying on the table. She was so scared. But having her father there made all the difference, and they were just holding hands. And it was just such a beautiful moment of this father and this daughter holding hands and watching this beautiful baby, her daughter, his granddaughter, on the ultrasound screen.
It just gave me an overwhelming feeling. My heart was just, I was just so excited. And right then is when I knew that I could be a mom. I wanted to be a mom.
It was so crucial to have first choice in that moment of crisis. I was really surprised and really relieved to see that my baby was okay. And I think it just made it that much more real for me. And I probably instantly felt connected to my baby. There is so much out there to just help you and guide you along the way, to be there before, during, and after, and, trust in God's plan. And I would say that a lot through my pregnancy, that God will provide. God will provide. And I have to repeat that to myself a lot. But He has. He really, really has. And I'm so grateful that I didn't do it. And I know that mom would be happy that she didn't go through with it as well.
What I will say to every mother is, however many pills you've been given, still call us. Let us assess you and let us see how we can help you keep your baby.
But I know coming to First Choice, it changed my life by helping me make a better decision to keep my daughter. I think God used First Choice for a purpose in my life.
I was told you won't regret having your baby, but you will regret an abortion. And it has been so true. I'm so grateful every day. And every day I'm like, thank you so much for saving my baby. And I know that comes from, the donors and the supporters of First Choice. So thank you to them as well, because it really helped save my baby.
This year, my dad passed away, and I've thought a lot about how he and my mom always encouraged their children to find purpose in whatever situation God allowed into our lives. We need to look beyond our challenges and the difficult circumstances and see the hand of God in the detail of whatever it might be, and find purpose in that. Our stories are for His glory. We can't bear one another's burdens when we are unaware of the burdens and struggles others face. And our testimonies serve no purpose if nobody knows what God has seen us through. Will you use your story for God's glory? Or will you hide and bury the gem that He's created you to be? How will you allow Christ to use your affliction? Don't hide the testimony God's given you. God is truly honored and glorified when we allow Him to use us for His glory. Let me encourage you to find the purpose for the events in your life.
I love that God does bring beauty from ashes. I always say that He takes broken people and broken situations, and only He can make it beautiful if you allow it. And so in my past, I've endured sexual abuse, starting at around probably 3 or 4 years old at a daycare center. And then around 8 years old, a random neighbor. And then around 11, at a family reunion, a great uncle. And so by the time I was 11, I was suicidal. I thought, if this is how my life is going to continue, I don't want any part of it. Every night I would pray for Him to give me strength, but I'd always end my prayers with, why? If you love me, God, why would you allow this to happen to me? And the response was always, you'll see one day, you'll see. And since then, I've been able to speak to women, and especially here at First Choice, about those situations and those circumstances, and just let them see that they're not alone. So I share those stories, and I really think it empowers and encourages other women that they can do it too. Because abortion says you can't, but God's love, agape love, true love, and truth says you can. And in the pregnancy resource centers, we give them the opportunity to choose life and to be courageous and strong.
To all our donors, you have been our lifeline. You have kept us all these years. And because of you, we have saved countless numbers of babies.
If you're considering partnering with First Choice, we would invite you to come down to First Choice, see what we're doing, and become a monthly supporter. Just pray how God might impress on your heart and what way you might get involved with us. We look forward to having you on our team.
Show these women and children that their life matters, that every life has been given as a gift from God.
My baby is named Kaylee, and she is now 9 months old.
My daughter's name is Taylor Brown, and she's 4.
My name is Darlisha Harris. My baby's name is Melanie Rain Jones. She is 9 months now.
My name is Michaela. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I am 18 years old.
My name is Alex. This is Ruby Ember, and she was born on 12/6/22, so she is almost 8 months old.
And this is Salem Gray, and she was born first on 12/6 at 4:44 a.m.
Thank you for being my lifeline.
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 Thank you for being our lifeline.
I want to say thank you for being my lifeline.